I am a good instructor for you if you are older. A lot of people ask the question about what they should do in terms of taking a martial arts class if they're older. What style should they take, etc., etc. They're thinking that they may have to do something that they perceive to be gentler on the body, like Tai Chi, or maybe something that's strictly self-defense based, like Krav Maga. But a lot of people think that they're only relegated to Tai Chi because they're older. Okay. Well, it's not necessarily how old you are, it's your instructor. And since I can't really speak for how anybody else teaches, and I'm not going to talk about how other people teach, I can tell you that for me, if you are going to come to one of the classes I teach at some of the community centers in Prince George's County, Maryland, and you're older, I can work with you. I don't have the same expectations for everyone. I know people are different. And the only expectation I have is that you do your best. Okay? And that's it. And that you try and that you do the best that you can. That's what I expect. So, my classes, wherever I teach, the classes are only once a week. So that means you can only come once a week. Well, you only have to come once a week, and that's fine. I'm not going to be mad if you can't come more than once a week. There's a couple of people joining up with me. They say, hey, I want to do more than once a week. So what they do is they sign up at different locations so they can train more than once a week in class. And that's great. So you set the pace. You work at your pace. There's another person supposed to be starting with me right now. That's because of work. It's only going to be able to come twice a month. But it's willing to sign up and help and practice on their own. And that's fine. So if you're older and you're bogged down by work times and you know that you can only do about once a week or so, I'm one instructor that's not going to hold it against you, and that'll work with you. Now at the same time, and I'm not holding anything against you, I'm just telling you reality. Usually if you only train once a week, your progress is slower. I know, because I used to only train once a week for a long time because that was all that was available. And it took me, I think I went from white belt to about green belt in I think about 3 years. Something like that. But I wasn't mad about that. I was fine with that because I understood that's what it was. Every time I went to class, he worked with me and worked with me and worked with me. So, you know, he only had 1 week available, 1 day a week available. He had to work. All those other days, it was in our price range. And so I did it. So, you know, again, if you're older, you know, I'm not going to force you to do things that I know you can't do. This is my approach to people. I call it the boiling frog approach. There's a story of an experiment of how you could cook a frog alive if you turn the heat up on it slowly, because the frog doesn't know the difference. That's what, in a way, what I do, which means, basically means, I take you where you are, and when I feel you ready and you feel you're ready too, I may ask you to do a little more, and then a little more, and a little more, and then you realize, hey, I'm doing something I never thought I could do before. You know, I had an autistic guy training with me before, and he did fine. The only thing that took him out of class was his job. He got a job, so, you know. So I've worked with people that are disabled. I'm no spring chicken myself, so I understand different challenges of people getting older. So if you're older, you want to train, come on in there. I'm not trying to create some type of team of super young, warmongering Nazi types or whatever nightmare fantasy you have. You know, I'm not creating a fishbowl of misogyny or a fishbowl of misandry or a fishbowl of attack dogs. I am creating an atmosphere where if you want to learn the finer parts of Taekwondo and Judo, and you want to compete or not, come on in. Come and take a class for less than a tank of gas.
Aren't you quick? Punch and throw. Cecil, Ryu, Taekwondo. Aren't you from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to kick, punch and throw. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to fight from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to kick, punch and throw. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to fight from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to kick, punch and throw. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to fight from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to kick, punch and throw. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to fight from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to kick, punch and throw. Cecil, do you taekwondo? Learn to fight from on the floor. Cecil, do you taekwondo?